Again to DeVos Fieldhouse on the campus of Hope College. We're game 2 of our broadcast doubleheader on Senior Day, Whiteout Day, regular season finale. Take your pick. But we had the celebration of our 4 seniors for Hope women as they are playing their final regular season game here right after the men's game, who won earlier today. We'll get to that, but Hope College now playing in the season finale against Alma. 2 teams going in opposite directions. Hope has won 9 of 10. They come in at 20-4, second in conference, against an Alma team that's 10-14, 7-8, fifth in conference. And my broadcast partner Matt Weiner, the voice of women basketball for Hope College. Alma struggling, they're scuffling. They've lost 4 straight coming into the finale.
Yeah, they have, and kind of in the middle there, they were able to stretch a few together with a little bit of a 4-game win streak, but since then, they've just struggled to kind of be able to get things going, and they're coming here in the MIAA, and this is a game that ends the regular season for both teams, but the main lead here for us is the MIAA tournament is set on the women's side of things. So regardless of what happens today, I think we'll see some players that maybe don't normally play for both teams to get a little bit of an experience, because here's how the MIAA tournament on the women's side of things shook out. Okay, number 1 seed, the host site, is Trine. Trine will face the winner of the 4-5 matchup, Albion and Alma, which will be on Wednesday night. On the other side, Hope will get a bye as the 2 seed play the winner of the 3-6 matchup, Calvin and Adrian. So that game, that 3-6 matchup will be at Calvin, and then Albion as the 4 seed will get the home game against Alma on Tuesday evening. So both those games on Tuesday, and then the Friday matchup will be the semi-matchups for Trine and Hope, both at Trine.
And I know Alma coming in, losing the first go-around against Hope 80-67. They came off a really rough loss at home on their senior day against Kalamazoo, a team they felt they could beat. And they lost 75-62. They didn't shoot very well. And I like to your point, Matt, I'm not sure how long they will play the starters in this game. Hope heavily favored in this one. And Alma, they do have potential. They got some good athletes. In fact, they broke Hope's 50-game win streak against them last year. I don't know if they have the guns this year, but they want a little momentum before they head into next Tuesday's game against Albion.
Yeah, I was here for that game. That was a tough one to see, as Alma just was shooting the lights out. They played really tough that game. Really impressive win for them. But here today, yeah, it's senior day here at Hope College, so we will be honoring some of those seniors. We were able to see some of them out on the court. Of course, Bellows and Garner, the 2 starters. I imagine that they will be added in by Roback, as well as a host of Courtney Lee, some other players. So we'll see how Coach Morehouse wants to do it. Coach Mitchell on the men's side of things started those seniors and then brought in the normal starters after it. But I imagine there will be plenty of minutes to go around here in this one, where there isn't as much at play as a normal MIAA game.
Well, Hope coming in with a nice victory over Adrian on Wednesday at Adrian. That Wednesday road trip, especially down in that vicinity, always a tough one, 88-63. What I liked about it, Matt, it was a season-low 9 turnovers. So Hope College, they had trouble securing the basketball a week ago here against that loss against Trine. They really righted the ship. They shot the ball well at 46%, and they had some nice contributions. I like Taryn Maynard. We talked about her last broadcast. She had a career-high 9 assists in that victory on Wednesday.
Yeah, Taryn's been really good. I had a chance to talk to her a little bit a couple weeks ago, and she just mentioned how much fun this team is and how much she likes being able to play side by side with them. And as a sophomore here, she's been just as important as just about anybody on this team. The way she's played with that second unit coming off the bench. And nonetheless here, Mike, I mean, this is a Hope team that I see as every year Coach Morehouse just takes a few games. I didn't know what to expect after those non-conference games. They lose that one early to Platteville, as well as a couple other CCIW teams that they struggled against, and they were able to get one against Stout at the end of November, and then they've been dominant in MIAA play except for the 2 losses to Trine. But this is a team that really feels like another dominant Hope team that can make a deep run if it were up to me. Why don't we send it to Darren Deismers? We got national anthem starting lineups, so we'll be back here after those.
Please welcome Miss Shauna DeWitt.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Shauna DeWitt.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the DeVos Fieldhouse here on the campus of Hope College for today's MIAA contest between the Scots of Alma College and your Hope College Flying Dutch. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Scots at 1 forward, a 5'9" sophomore from Howell, number 12, Molly Dearlew. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutch, a 6-foot freshman from DeWitt, number 10, Anna Richards. At 1 forward for the Scots, a 5'10" junior from Newaygo, number 14, Emerson Gooden. And at 1 forward for the Flying Dutch, a 5'10" junior from Byron Center, number 25, Sydney Viss. Starting at center for the Scots, a 6'1" junior from Lyons, number 24, Brecken Werner. And at center for the Flying Dutch, a 6-foot senior from Fishers, Indiana, number 44, Courtney Lee. At 1 guard for the Scots, a 5'9" senior from Norton Shores, number 4, Brooke LaRue. And at 1 guard for the Flying Dutch, a 5'6" senior from Midland, number 11, Jada Garner. And at the final guard spot for the Scots, a 5'8" sophomore from Brownstown, number 11, Cadence Kaminsky. And at the final guard spot for the Flying Dutch, a 5'6" senior from Lake City, number 23, Olivia Bellows. Alma College is coached by Sammy Stormont. Hope College is coached by Brian Morehouse. Your officials this evening, Mark Holland, Edward McCarty, and Andrew Zaidama.
I said go alive.
So back here at DeVos, Mike, in this MIAA matchup, Alma coming out here, a couple of players here that we've seen have some really fantastic years. The senior Brooke LaRue is the one that comes off the page here from Norton Shores, a great career at Mona. She's just a great leader, and she's able to command things really well. I was so impressed with her last season, as you'll see today here on the broadcast. She just does such a good job being able to lead her team. So hats off to her and this Alma team that, although this season hasn't gone exactly the way that they've expected, but there's a lot for them to show for.
Absolutely. Individually, they just don't go as deep as Hope does. But you talked about LaRue, you talked about Molly Dearlew, 2-year starter, and then Cadence Kaminsky. She had 26 points in a school record, 8 3-pointers in the game, so she's certainly capable. So that's their 3 big heavy hitters offensively.
So Hope gets the tip off, and they will have possession here. So around the dish, that's Viss Garner, Bellows, and Viss on the drive. Misses the first. Rebound brought down by LaRue.
Her production, Viss, has been picked up quite a bit the last 8 or 9 games.
Yeah, it has, and there's the steal there by Anna Richards. Hope, no victim out there. They really steal the ball well, and they score 24 points a game off turnovers.
That'll kill
forcing
you.
20 turnovers a game. So this Hope Dutch defense has been awesome. Viss, 3-point try. Yeah, she does.
Beautiful. Nice feed. Took her time. Nailed it.
And that's what you said about Viss. Like you said, she hasn't had as good of a season as that all MIAA year she had as a sophomore. And she kind of was nursing a little bit of an ankle injury early.
Yes.
There's another steal by Lee. But Viss here, like you said, she's starting to get in mid-season form. Just a little bit later than expected. They're going to need her.
I think those high ankle sprains are tough to get back from right away.
As that's from the land down under for Olivia Bellows.
Wow, it's like Boujat Dale ever again. Just like the men's game, we hit our first straight 5 3-pointers. Huh.
Bellows, the senior, gets that one to go. Here's Viss, 3-point try. Off the mark. Lee fought for it. It's in the hands of Durlu. So now here's Alma pushing with pressure. Driving, Durlu blocked out of the building by Viss.
Help side defense on the way.
That was assertive. Bellows, 3-pointer. Yeah, she does.
Well, she's coming off a 4 of 7 3-point performance in the win at Adrian on Wednesday, picking up where she left off.
She fills it up as she's the leading scorer for this Dutch team all season. And her senior campaign is probably going to earn her some all MIAA honors.
That's a nice move down low. Who got the basket? Is that, I think it was Kaminska. No, Emerson Gooden, the junior out of Newaygo.
Gooden gets that basket. 9-2 now is the early Hope lead. We'll hand off to the freshman. Here's Anna Richards. And dish out. Bellows, 3-point try. Yes!
Wow.
Can't be stopped.
And that was just a great find by Courtney Lee. Good court vision, pushed it to her left, and Bellows with an open 3-ball. A little smile on Olivia's face.
The basketball just seems to be always finding her way down right now. It's just these seniors feeling themselves.
And look at that bench. Hope's bench off to our right, just completely involved in this basketball game for their mates on the court right now.
As we see that replay there, 12-2 this early lead. Like you said, just like that Hope men's game. It's just leading it off with all these 3-pointers falling here for Hope.
It's something we had never seen. 5 for 5 to start the game in the 81-53 win over Albion in the 3 o'clock contest here.
As here's Bellows driving, kick out. Viss thought about it. Hezzy on the floor, reverse. She's fouled on the way up, and I think they're going to get Reagan Torr, the senior from Frankfurt.
Yeah,
first foul.
We've talked about Frankfurt a few times. Some good athletes in that northwest corner of the Lower Peninsula. Boy, Sydney Viss doing what she did. She did a lot of slash scoring last year in the lane. Maybe a little more perimeter shooting like we saw her open shots. But I'll tell you, great all MIAA player last year out of South Christian.
That's right. She's had a fantastic career. I've always been a big fan of her game. What she's able to provide offensively is a couple of subs that make it in. That's Leah Richards, the freshman, twin of Anna Richards. If it's your first time joining us, as well as Taryn Maynard, the sophomore who we talked about in the pregame. Her physicality, tenacity as a defender, and as that point guard, so important to what Hope wants to do. Here's Alma. Trying to get something going here. Durlu, top of the key. High ball screen there. Set by Weber. 3-point try. Up and out for Sarah Ebel, the junior from Brighton. Here's Maynard driving. Just kind of can't set her feet there off the mark. Alma ball.
Good transition by Hope on the miss, but boy, that Hope defense clamped down. Alma found an open man on top, and they certainly had to work for it. As Hope coming out with that really ambitious man-to-man. That's the make of Brian Morehouse in his 29th season.
The senior Brooklyn Roback gets her first minutes in the game. Here on senior day. Ill-advised pass by Derlew, trying to find it in the hands of Tor. Will be another Alma turnover. Like we said, it's a big part of what Hope wants to do. Hope averages 77 points a game, only giving up 57. It's really like them and Trine really are mirrors of each other. Trine, of course, just when we got to watch them play, I mean, just so dominant in that game, so impressive what they were able to do here on the road.
On both ends of the court, too, is impressive. They're the real deal.
Leah Richards driving. We wonder which of those Trine teams was one of them going to make to the Final Four, the women's or the men's. I don't know which one I'd bet on.
Well, the Trine men had a tough slog today. They lost by 17 to Calvin. They're never really in that game. Wow.
And there's Leah Richards fighting for it. So here we go, going the other way is Anna Richards. Hope College leads 13-2 here. Kick out to Leah, around the horn, Petrolia to Maynard. Nice hesitation. Pass to Anna, top of the key. Cross-court pass, Petrolia, three-point try. Off the mark. Anna fights for it, but it's going to be in the hands of LaRue, going the other way.
Had just enough of a hand interface by Waterstret for Alma to disrupt that shot by Petrolia.
Cross-court pass makes it all the way over to Reagan Torres. She drives. She's going to get a foul on the way up. That one's going to be on Leah Richards. Jada Gardner checking back in. We're going to get our first time out of the game. Under 5 here. 13-2 is the Hope College lead. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Back here to Voss Fieldhouse, Matt Wayner, Mike Coleman here on this Hope College women's basketball game as they lead 13-2. And we see a bunch of the men's basketball players sticking around. That's Marcus Werman there in the front row. Here cheering on the fellow women's team.
Yeah, across the way.
And across the way as you see alumni as well here staying for this 5 p.m. matchup, doubleheader here for senior day at DeVos. What a fantastic blowout win for that men's team, beating Albion 81-56 just a couple hours earlier.
Yeah, it was a great start. We know Hope will be at home. The men will be at home for one final time on Wednesday. This is the last home game of the season for Hope. Women, through the tournament at least, if they get into the national scene, we'd see if they would host or not. But the tournament will run through Trine this year. Hope gets a first-round bye, like Matt alluded to, and they will play the winner of Calvin, the number 3 seed, versus Adrian, the number 6 seed.
And you'd think most likely Hope would earn an at-large bid without winning the MIAA tournament.
Yes.
But nonetheless, I think they really want vengeance against Trine, Mike. I mean, a team they've lost to twice, but played tough both times. Roback, three-pointer, off the mark, rebound, brought down by Ebel.
And it's hard to beat a team 3 straight times during the course of a season.
That's stolen there by Maddie Petrolia. Going the other way is Garner. Around the horn here to Maynard. Maynard, you got to guard her like you're with glue in your hands because she is so quick. It's Garner and one.
Boy, the diminutive guard with the underhand power move, and she had a little fist pump after that. But you're right about Petrolia. She doesn't need much time to trigger. She's got a quick release, good form, and she's really come into her own the last half of the season, kind of getting her feet wet after not playing much basketball at Loyola of Chicago.
Right, and she was able, really this year, it's felt like Petrolia's just gotten so much comfortable coming off the bench. And that's kind of what's been her best role here.
Agreed.
For Hope as they lead 16-3, and you know, for some players that's just what it takes. You know, you can just be a little bit more effective. You feel a little bit less pressure about what you got to do, and for her to know, I really just got to be able to come off the bench and hit 3 threes a game. That's kind of been her MO.
And being introduced to it because she's always been a starter, and knowing that that's just the way it's going to be, and she can settle into that role.
An impressive finish through contact by Tor.
That was nice.
Going the other way. So Regan Thor has got 3 points here. Maynard gives it out to Petrolia. Thought about a three. Gives it up, going the other way. Garner, three-point try. Yeah, she does, the senior.
Nice tidbit about Jada Garner, 47% career three-point shooter. If that continues, she got a little cushion. That's the best all-time in Hope College history. How about that?
That's impressive. She's 54% from the field, 47 from three.
It's amazing.
It's just so impressive. She doesn't take that many shots a game. Easy for her to get to 12 a game. And that was
Anna Waterstreath, the freshman out of Royal Oak High School. Nice three ball.
Thank you, Mike. And back going the other way here is Hope. Right side, Maynard. Driving handoff. Petrolia, three-pointer. Just off the mark, and Lee gets it. Fights for it. Petrolia again. Yes, this time.
Can't give her a second chance and credit. Courtney Lee to keep the play alive, doing the dirty work, the Fishers, Indiana product.
That's awesome there. I can tell you all about Fishers. They are a rival of Carmel.
There we go. That's a fact.
And going the other way, here's Hope with traffic. Almost the and one. They're in transition, but Petrolia now at the free throw line, 22-8. And Mike, when you think about what this team has been able to do this year, I feel like they're kind of like a boa constrictor. Once they get ahead, they just kind of strangle the life out of teams in the middle of games.
That's exactly what they do. They rotate 10 players comfortably, sometimes 11 and 12. They get a big lead like they did the first go-around against Alma. That's tough for any team to come back. You have to work so hard to get the playing field back even, and it just wears team out. Good analogy.
Petrolia misses the front end. She's the redshirt freshman transfer from Loyola. Played her high school basketball at local Hudsonville. Very good high school career over there.
I think she was the number 2 ranked player in the state of Michigan at her position. That's high praise, and she went to D1 Loyola.
And here's some Lauren Leach minutes as she comes off the bench.
Oh my goodness, good to see her. We have not seen her in 9 games.
And she gets the steal. Yeah, and Leach, she's been nursing injuries kind of all season. It's nice to see her get healthy. And I'm just so hopeful for her in the next season as that one's off the mark by Bellows. You just hope that Leach can stay healthy into that next year so she can have an opportunity for even more time for this whole team.
Yeah, big frame, 5'10" out of Angola, Indiana, 59% three-point shooter. Not volume, but she's savvy. She's fast for a big too, Matt. And I think they were really missing her as we look at the replay. Banging down low, good help side defense, just a little contact, but nice play by Brecken Werner, the junior out of Portland High School, just west of Lansing. They have such great sports programs.
Portland, I imagine that's a pretty small school.
It is small, yep. My brother lived there for a few years, but like all small schools, or most of them, the athletes there, they grew up together, not much movement, and they learn chemistry, and it's impressive to watch those smaller schools.
Oh, it's going to get called for the travel there. She picked up her right foot.
First turnover of the day for Hope. You know what I've liked? Hope's improved a lot from last year. They're first in the league in fewest turnovers at 13. That is a category that Hope has done much better on this year.
23-10, the Hope lead, like you said, Mike, it's a great point. I mean, just getting so much better, taking care of the basketball, as well as just forcing it on the other end. It's just creating so many opportunities for them, that defensive identity. Off the mark, that shot was taken by Kaminsky, sophomore from Brownston.
Yeah, she's got some good numbers. Like we talked about, her school record, 8 3-pointers. Wow.
Fist went up strong, but just off the mark. Now going the other way, here's LaRue. Right side, Durlew. Matt, that's Werner there, top of the key. What's up, Mike?
Top 2 scores for Alma, just 1 point. LaRue with a free throw and Durlew with 0.
They've just totally taken out of this game, but LaRue wants to get on it, and she does. Wow. She heard you, Mike.
Yeah, she good scorers got to score, and that's what she did as she rattled one home, the 5'9" senior out of Mona Shores High School.
Here's Bellows going the other way. Hope got that lead cut to 10 here. And they were up as many as 14 here in this first quarter. almost forcing the turnover is Werner, and she does on the bad pass by Maynard.
Yeah, the run by Alma due in part to Hope just one for their last 5 field goals and a nice 5-0 run over the last $1.30 for Alma. So they needed a little surge. You don't need a 12, 14-point run, Matt. Sometimes a 4 or 6-point run can really get you back in.
Possession at a time, especially when you're down early, to seize those opportunities. Alma's got a couple subs come in here. That's Madeline Weber, the sophomore, checks in, as well as Reagan Thor back in the ball game. Right side, Kaminsky drives, an easy 2. And the lead is now down to 8.
Kaminsky struggling from 3-point land recently, but she takes it inside. Good basket.
Bellows around the top of the key here. Arner trying to set things up. Here's Viss, 3-pointer. Yeah, she does.
Wow. Garner drew in the defense, kicked it out on the spin move, and Sydney Viss with her second triple of the day.
Last shot here. Time expiring, and Weber can't get it to go. 26-15. That is a high-scoring first quarter here for Hope. You and I will take a breather. We'll come back and we'll break that down here on the Hope Sports Network.
Hope students are challenged to dig deeper. They're challenged to find their calling and shape their future. They're taught to empower their talents, chase their dreams, and encouraged to make a difference. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
Holland BPW is proud to support Hope Athletics and commitment to energy efficiency. It's easy for Holland BPW electric customers to get started with Home Energy 101 at hollandenergyfund.com. With Home Energy 101, learn the best ways to maximize efficiency and save on your utility bills. You also get a kit of energy-saving supplies valued at up to $300. Get started at hollandenergyfund.com today.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget, Louie the Lightkeeper, to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
Back at Voss, 26-15. It's the Hope College lead. And it's Bellows that leads Hope scoring with 9 points, and a slew of a bunch of different scores there for Alma to get things going for them. Here's Kaminsky, top of the key. It's stolen by Garner. Going the other way. Stop and pop. Off the mark. Lee, yeah, fights for it. Can't get the putback. Keeps getting her offensive board. And finally, it's LaRue that gets it on the ground.
Great effort by Lee. I think she just rushed a couple shots. She was wide open, probably didn't know what to do down there.
She kept fighting for it as she gets that board there. She's dominating the paint. Here's Anna going the other way. Kick out. Viss, 3-point try. Ooh, just short. And the rebound is brought down by Ebel.
Wayner, 7 assists on 8 made baskets. That's some serious facilitation.
That's great team basketball here for Hope so far. And driving is Kaminsky. Gets away with a no foul call. And LaRue will get called for the turnover as that one's off the backboard.
Well, she was trying to rifle it across the defense. Alma's got to shore up their ball handling. If it turns into a turnover problem, Hope just makes you pay, and that's got to change.
Coach Stormount doing a fantastic job there with Kaminsky, teaching her a little bit about where else to keep her eyes while passing the basketball. I love to hear those coaching tidbits.
Exactly. Always a coachable moment, whether you're up by 30 or down by 30.
Just in the mood of helping your players continue to get better. So that's a missed opportunity by Hope. Going the other way in transition is Ebel. She's off the mark. Here's Garner now. Behind the back, that's Fancy. Space on the high ball screen. Up and under, she's blocked by Ebel.
Yeah, great play. Great defense, stuck to it.
Going the other way. Missed shot there by Waterstret.
Matt, in our last broadcast a week ago against Trine, you talked about how Trine out-physicaled Hope, and I think Hope is out-physicaling Alma in this one early on.
Absolutely. That's kind of been the marquee of Hope, especially Coach Morehouse-led team with him and Coach Cuss, teaching that from freshman to senior year, what it means to be able to be a starter and demand it here at Hope. It takes a lot.
And when you can go 10, 11 deep as a team, you know you're not going to get more than 20, 22 minutes a game at the most. You can just leave it all on the table when you're on the court. It's like a hockey shift. You just leave it all on the table because you're going to get rested. You're going to get sub 4.
Right, and those minute distribution, like you said, it's just as Garner almost gets the steal there. It's pretty much split evenly between the starters in that second 5, 20 and 20.
Agreed. Yeah, I think Anna Richards leads the team at 22 minutes a game, and she's a half starter, half off bench. So
28-15 here. We'll stay with Alma.
By the way, update from Adrian in men's basketball action. Adrian leads Kalamazoo 68-64 with 4:28 left. We'll keep track of that. As the reason we are keeping track of that, if Adrian was to win that game, they would win the number 5 seed, and Hope would play Albion again on Wednesday right here in the rematch from today's win.
That's a nice move down there by Waterstrat. Appreciate that, Mike, and we're going to keep an eye on that score for you so we can see who the men will play next Wednesday at 7. That will be hosted here. Mike and I will be back on that call for our last one of the season.
Yes, we will.
Here's Garner fighting through it. That's Waterstrat just in her hands pretty close to the body. Petrolia and Maynard checking back in.
You might be seeing some blue towels that the players are exchanging, and the reason what they did, they stole that from Grand Valley, for lack of a better word, making eye contact with who they're subbing in for and making sure they get their assignments correct, and that's just kind of a subtle reminder.
You love that coaching tidbit as well, Mike. Love to be able to hear how that helps your team as Visk gets that just off the mark. Here's Derlew going the other way.
I like that it's in Grand Valley State colors still. It's not orange and blue. Give them credit.
And the turnover there by Emerson Gooden, just off her feet. Brunsburg going to check in here for her first minutes of the game.
A nice effort by Sydney Visk, 7 points, leads her squad. Check that, Olivia Bellows with 9, Sydney was 7. 16 of the 28 points by those two. Hope not shooting great, just 38%, but Alma abysmal at 29%.
Been a really quiet second quarter so far. 26-15 after the beginning, or after the end of the first quarter, so both teams just been stagnant and turned the ball over a lot. But Leah Richards will change that here for Hope, 30-15 now.
She said, I've had enough of that. How about the leading rebounder comes off the bench, Leah Richards, the freshman.
She just continues to improve. And just great to see. I mean, I got to meet those two twins yesterday and talk to them for a minute, and they just love being here, and they love being a part of this team. Really cool to see is that's a nice bucket there by Derlew.
And they committed their junior year, I believe, for Hope, and they won a state title with Lansing Catholic, and the hype was huge, and they've lived up for the hype.
Petrolia, 3-point try off the mark. Derlew fought for it. She's fouled by Brunsburg.
Chloe is sophomore. She's going to factor in as Hope College moves over the next couple years. Hope will lose 4 seniors. And she, at times, can be a very valuable asset off the bench. She slowed down a little bit scoring-wise. Tough shooting in MIAA play, but she certainly has the capability to come up with a double-figure game off the bench.
That's right. There are lots of games this year where you and I said when she comes off the bench, she's ready to shoot.
Right.
And she's been really important to them from that standpoint. Werner is driving here, trying to get it off. She does. That's the missed shot there by Gooden. Gooden from Newaygo. Can you take me to Newaygo from here?
I can. 50 miles north and a little west. I used to own a little business in Newaygo years ago. It was we served adult root beers there.
Oh, you did?
We did. I had a little pub for years there. It was nice in my former life.
I'd love to hear some stories about that experience.
It's like remodeling your house. Oh, this wall used to be green. Now it's white, and then it used to be blue. I've done a few things. Yeah. Keeps
nice dish down to Ebel. Oh, she just can't get that one to go. Rebound brought down by Petrolia. Hope going the other way. (30-17) here in this quiet second quarter for both squads.
Quiet indeed. We've only had 6 points in this second quarter.
Garner, three-pointer, off the mark. And Alma will let it go out of bounds. Weber checks in here for Werner.
Good look by Hope. They got the look they wanted.
And we're going to get that under 5 timeout here before we get the rest of the second quarter. We'll keep watching those scores here for. We'll give you an update here after the break here on the Hope Sports Network.
Hope College is where academic greatness and a vibrant Christian tradition give students a foundation to pursue their passions and chase their life's calling. Hope ranks near the top nationally for undergraduate research, innovation, and value. Hope College is preparing students for a life of leadership and service. Learn more at hope.edu.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
Back at Voss here, 30-17 is the Hope lead. Looking around at other MIAA scores. Mike, what you got for us?
I've got one win final from Angola, Indiana. Trine took care of Kalamazoo 68-51, and they already secured the championship in the MIAA. But Sidney Wagner, the preseason All-American, played all 40 minutes of that game.
Preseason All-American, likely going to be the MIAA Player of the Year, as long as nothing crazy happens.
I think that's a safe bet.
You especially see her in this campaign was unbelievable. And last year, of course, Garner winning the honors of all MIAA Player of the Year. But Wagner has just been nothing short of terrific for that squad. It's looking to make their way to a Final Four and possibly a national championship this year.
They got a good chance as any. They finished the season at 23-2. They're ranked, I believe, in the top 10, if right around maybe 11 in D3 hoops.
So Weber's able to get that 2 to go, cut the lead to 11. And Bellows going to get 3 seconds in the key.
Hope taking care of the basketball today, just their 5th turnover. By the way, Matthew, Calvin a winner at Olivet today in women's action, 78-51. And Adrian, the 6th seed in the tournament at St. Mary's, they win 82-71 in women's play.
Derlou picks up her dribble, gets it out, caught by Brooklyn LaRue. Derlou to LaRue. And they kick out, nice move there by Weber. Rebound brought down by Anna Richards.
You know, the last time these two teams played, it was 24-8 at the end of the first quarter, but then Alma outscored Hope the rest of the way, 59-55.
And there's Leah Richards able to get that one to go.
Nice follow through.
Yeah, I mean, that's like this team last year. You know, they had a few more seniors on that team. It's a little different Alma team. But when they came in here able to win that game, I was shocked, but it was a game that, I mean, Hope, I just felt like Alma was clawing and tooth and nail for every possession in that game.
Hope didn't shoot very well in that one, but you know, Alma has that capability. Like we said, we talked about their athletes.
As Bellows able to drive and put that one up there, she's fouled on the way up.
And for the most part, Alma has managed, even though they're down 13, that's a lot, but it really isn't. They've done it without their leading scorers really making any impact. Their top 3 scorers, just 8 points between them with 2:42 left in the first half.
Right, so I'm sure that Coach Stormont's going to try and get them going here at the end of this second quarter and at halftime. See if they can get LaRue and Derlou going a little bit. And Warner, they've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, 2 for 6 combined from the field. LaRue does have 6 rebounds, but that's not a volume. That's not a lot of volume between those two as far as shooting goes. DeRue averages 9.5, and LaRue averages 14. All MIAA last year.
Bellows gets both free throws to go. She's in double digits now, and Mike last year being somebody who she came off the bench to be all MIAA.
I know, which is rare air. Olivia Bellows. You don't see that very often.
But really impressive. Ooh, and a really bad fall there. Looks like by both Ebel and Viss. Hopefully that she didn't hit her head on the floor as they both are up.
Yeah.
They look to be okay.
You could just hear the contact from here, the thud.
You hope that the thud might have been a shoulder or her back, and hopefully not the back of her head.
You know, I think about this all the time. They don't wear any helmet gear, which I always thought, why would they wear something like that? You're playing on a hard court, you're driving. It's really a potential for some injury, but it's just never been part of the game. You know, players getting more physical and faster.
Yeah, it's a good point. And as we saw in that first game where Ben Wagar able to play some minutes and had a mask on his face to protect his face as well.
You know, you saw Gabe Quillen take one right in the face. I mean, there's just a lot of contact, and you know, there's not a lot of padding in the uniforms. It's pretty minimal.
And after one of two go down there for Ebel, it's going the other way for Hope. Here's Anna Richards now. With the 14-point lead. Bellows thought about it, driving here on Ebel. Up and under. That one off the mark. Garner gets the rebound. Viss, 3-point try. Yeah!
Yeah, she's feeling it. Third triple for Sydney Viss. 3 for 5 from deep. She's got 10.
What a great looking shot, set, release. So much comfort up and through the basket. Hope leads by 17 here. Warner dribble handoff to LaRue. LaRue up and through, but that one too strong. Anna Richards going the other way. Kick out. Garner, 3-pointer. Rims out.
Hope getting some good looks. They're 7 of 14 for the deep, so they're performing well from long range.
LaRue almost fouled there by Bellows.
Ooh, slow to get up too for LaRue. You know, you land on the knees too, Matt. You've got no padding there, and that's unforgiving.
So another turnover there by Alma. A couple of subs come in here now. LaRue comes out. Looks like it's going to be McKenna Weber checking in. Sophomore from Westphalia.
Pewamo, Westphalia. It's by Portland, west of Lansing. Good sports programs. I think they're called the Eagles. Forgive me, folks, if I'm off the mark on that one.
She's guarding Anna Richards on the drive.
I bet they've played against each other before.
Bellows 3-pointer off the mark, but Lee once again, the one that's cleaning it up. Warner gets called for the foul on the body.
Boy, Alma fans are not happy off to our left.
They thought there was a lot of ball on that one.
That is her second.
We're sitting from the video image, we're sitting across the way, and the Alma fans are to our left, so they're just behind Courtney Lee, shooting these free throws behind the Alma bench. I need one of those big yellow arrows to use it for the video.
Lee misses the front end, and Mike, looking at the stat sheet, how about this? Hope College 8 of 16 from 3-point range.
Yep, they've worked it well. They shot fairly well from 3 on Wednesday's victory at Adrian.
Lee misses both, but Hope gets another chance. And Olivia Bellows is going to make them pay. She's got 14 now before halftime.
#1 team in the MIAA at 38% 3-point shooting, and you see why. Averaging 8 a game, they're well over that. They've got 9 already in the first half.
That's going to be McKenna Weber going to get called for the travel there.
12 turnovers, Matt Wayner in the first half for Alma.
Wow. Those 12 turnovers, a big reason for this 40-20 Hope College lead. We got 30 seconds left till halftime. Let's stay right here, Mike.
You bet.
We got one more possession. Shot clock and game clock just about even here. So expect one more possession here. We'll see what they can come up with. But in this game, Mike, like you said, standing out in the stat sheet, Hope College, 9 3-pointers in the first half. Would love to see if that's close to any sort of record. In one half of play, that's pretty good.
I got a feeling Alan Babbitt, our sports information director, might be checking that as well. That's a great first half stat. You know, you and I were talking about runs earlier. Hope has used a 10-to-1 run in the last 3 minutes to create the separation. Alma was kind of hanging around, sniffing to stay in contention in this one, but that's what Hope does. They use a decent run, and the turnovers, my goodness. Alma, they only average 15 a game. They already have 12 in this first half.
And it started, like we said, 26-15, and then Hope kind of went on this big run here in the last couple of minutes with a few 3-pointers help of Viss and Bellows. But here, the last possession, Hope's going to try and get two more points here. See if they can finish it. Unless they want to set up for a three, they've been shooting it so well. We'll see what they come up with.
You've got several players hitting over 35% on the year from three.
Here's Garner. Driving, picks it up, down to Lee for an easy two.
Beautiful. Draw 3 black jerseys, and what a way to close out the first half with Courtney Lee on the 11th assist on 14 baskets for Hope in the first half.
And Coach Stormont now using that as an opportunity to talk through that there. You'd love to see that, using that teaching moment as she didn't come up. She was kind of stayed back a little bit too far, so she wasn't able to interrupt that passing lane. So a conversation to have over halftime. Mike, 42-20 here. What stands out in the stat sheet here before we take a break?
Well, you know, you look at the numbers, you think, my goodness, they've doubled up Alma. They must be shooting great. Other than 3-ball from 2-point land, Hope College is only 4 for 18, so they've had plenty of opportunities. They've missed a few down low, but my goodness, it's been the defense holding Alma to 28%, forcing 12 turnovers and 16 points off those 12 turnovers. The defense has carried the day.
That's absolutely true. 42-20 is the Hope College lead. We'll be back here in a little bit for that second half action here, celebrating Senior Day. DeVos Fieldhouse as Hope College leads Alma 42-20.
Cancer, we're coming for you. Parkinson's, your days are numbered. Alzheimer's, we're zeroed in on you too. Because at Van Andel Institute, the world's best minds are working relentlessly to eradicate these diseases forever. By advancing the boldest innovations, achieving breakthroughs, and transforming lives. Because the most powerful way to fight diseases, never stop fighting. Van Andel Institute, innovation unleashed.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
My name's Emma Duttmers, and I'm a communications major, and then I'm minoring in environmental studies. I play soccer. The first soccer game of my junior year, I tore my ACL. Our athletic trainer, Annie, was there for me right when it happened, and she was there for me literally every step of the way. That was definitely a huge growing opportunity for me, and it was really hard, but it really pushed me to be a leader with more of my voice because I couldn't lead by example on the field. It definitely made me take a step back and realize how much there is to be grateful for.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to share hope stories of transformational impact.
At Van Andel Institute, we're in a race, a relentless competition to get ahead of the diseases that affect our world. Cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. We are at the forefront of research and discovery. Our global collaborations are a catalyst for big breakthroughs so that we can make the greatest impact on the health of current and future generations. Because in the race to prevent and cure some of the most insidious diseases, victory is the only option. Van Andel Institute, Innovation Unleashed.
If I do it, then I'm doing it to death. Oh yeah, I'm influencing the ones that do it best. Oh yeah, start a movement with the crew. You got a few, we got a slew. We trying to do what they said that we couldn't do. Oh yeah, I ain't living with regrets. Ain't no limits, ain't no rest. They want money, power, respect. I want more, I wanna be blessed. Yes. We want the legacy. We got the hope and we bring in the remedy. Working it steadily. We want the glory. We want the glory. If I do it, I'ma do it for the glory. Nobody gonna do it for me. Kill it every day up in the morning. It's a blessing, so I do it for the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, you know I do it for the glory. Ay, the glory. Ay, ay, when I do it, yeah, I do it for the glory. field, making these moves, making these deals. I made something out of nothing. I ain't bluffing, no discussion. Look at the numbers, I've been hustling. Little rough around the edges, still I made it though. Still I just been laying low. Man, I just feel grateful though. I know where I come from, man, I ain't alone. Yeah, and I feel so blessed, too blessed to be stressed. And I'm with the day unos, they don't ride to the death. We got the legacy, we got the hope, and we bring in the remedy. Working it steadily, we want the glory, we want the glory. If I do it, I'ma do it for the glory. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna do it for me. Kill it every day up in the morning. It's a blessing, so I do it for the glory. The glory, the glory. You know I do it for the glory. The glory, when I do it, yeah, I do it for the glory.
In our popular mythology, revolutions happen in Silicon Valley, right? But no, the revolution happened here.
I think we are starting a revolution. It's coming from a very strong sense of who we are.
It's immediately creating a multi-generational community.
There's something magical happens when you shift from being a payer to being a giver.
Hope Forward has 58 students, I think, today-ish. You know, when we started in '94, we had 47. It's doable. What they're trying to do is doable. Getting people to believe early on is the hardest part.
It has given people a sense of belonging to a cause greater than themselves.
This can happen. This is possible, and we need each of you to be brand ambassadors for this initiative.
We're all aware of the crisis in American education. There are other crises as well that I think are linked to it. The second is the crisis facing our young people, the mental health crisis. And the third crisis is the crisis in our church. And when I look at what is happening here at this school, in this community, I see it as not just addressing the first of those crises, but all three of them.
The students are incredible, and the idea is incredible. Why not 30 years from now, this is the norm?
I've said this a million times, but who better than a place called Hope to run toward things that to the world look hopeless?
There are over 5,000 colleges and universities in the United States alone, and nearly every single one of them is named after a location or a historical figure. But along the shores of Lake Michigan, there is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope. It is so easy to get lost in what this world lacks, to become discouraged by its needs, gaps, and flaws. Can we see beyond the uncertainty and brokenness? At Hope College, we do. Not by ignoring the world as it is, but by learning and living with the belief that this is not the world as it should be, by driving to understand, to unlock clarity, to amplify truth, by leading with inspired compassion, by embodying a vision that illuminates greater opportunity for all, by serving with anchored conviction, using our collective gifts to offer this world what it needs most. Hope. Not simply hope as a desire, but hope as a way of being. Because hope has changed the way we see the world. And hope drives us to change the way the world is. Because hope shapes our calling. Because hope inspires our dreams. Because hope empowers our talents. Because hope frees us to try. Because hope transforms what we believe, transforms how we act, transforms who we are. At Hope College, we know this life-altering grace is a gift we have all been given, and it is the greatest gift we can offer the world. Hope transforms.
Hey, back here at DeVos for second half action. I was caught up, Mike, because I'm looking at the Brooklyn Roback band section over there. How about that?
Oh, my gosh.
Coming back from commercial, and they're dancing over there. I think if you're watching the game, it's the camera that would be facing you, so you can't see it. But there's
you're right.
Some signage of Brooklyn as a youngster with a basketball. So really cool of her family supporting her here on Senior Day. I'm sure she'll play a lot of minutes here in the second half with Hope College with a 22-point lead. Mike, you've got an update, though, for us before we get back to this game with what's going on in both the men's and women's bracket.
Well, we know the women's bracket is all set. The men's bracket has been set, too. A little bit of an upset is Kalamazoo, who came in eliminated from tournament action, coming in at 2-11 in conference play, taking on 5-8 Adrian. Now, win by Adrian would give them the number 5 seed after the Albion loss earlier to Hope. Well, Kalamazoo sprung the upset, defeated Adrian. So now, next Wednesday, right here at DeVos Fieldhouse, 7 p.m. tip, Hope College men's basketball action against the Adrian Bulldogs.
So we'll be back. That will be our last call of the season. Will be next Wednesday, 7 p.m., where Hope College will be taking on the Adrian Bulldogs, a team that they've had a chance to play and get a couple of victories against. But nonetheless, it should be an interesting bracket. And here on the women's side of things, with things being set here, there's not much at stake here in this game, but opportunities for seniors to come in. It will be that normal starting lineup out there now. That's Anna Richards, Jada Garner, Courtney Lee, Sydney Viss, and Olivia Bellows, who leads all scorers now with 14.
Yeah, nice first half by Hope. 3-point shooting was there. The defense was there. 5 assists by Jada Garner really stood out in the first half.
Viss drives up and under, gets it on the continuation there. I don't think LaRue liked that call much.
Not at all, and that's where Sydney Viss picked up. She had the first basket of the game for Hope to start things off.
I think LaRue thought that foul, if anything, would have been on the ground, or that she was just standing straight up. But going to say it was through on the continuation. She makes the old-fashioned 3-point play.
We've always talked about that, standing straight up with your arms in the air. The dribbler drives into you, and you get caught for the foul.
Kind of caught with her hand in the cookie jars. Derlou, nice drive and kick there. An opportunity and 2 points by Emerson Gooden.
Yep, but Derlou, she's got to get involved in the offense. Just 2 points in the first half. LaRue, Brooke, the all MIAA guard, with just 4. Nobody's really picked things up offensively for Alma.
There's Lee, top of the key now for Hope. Right side to Anna Richards, driving with the left on LaRue. Picks up her dribble, gets it out. Bellows, 3-pointer. Ooh, she could have had another. And Richards has the putback there off the mark. Here comes Alma.
Yeah, Bellows 4 for 5 3-point shooting in that first half, coming off a 4 for 7 day Wednesday in the victory over Adrian.
Top of the key, here's Derlou. She's going to take that high ball screen from Werner. She's got space to work. Nice pass down. And a look right there by Gooden. Can't get her to go. Here's LaRue off the mark again. Fighting for it, and Lee is the one too tough that comes up with it.
And Hope with numbers.
Nice pass from Garner, the assist to Bellows.
You know, on the other end, Matt, Alma, they had the opportunity. It looked like they rushed a couple shots down low. I know Hope applying the pressure, but can't rush those short shots.
That's right, and Derlou probing gets the assist, and that's a nice shot by Cadence Kaminsky.
She's got the school record, like we talked about, for 3 in a game with 8.
8 3-pointers, what a game there. And Gardner off the mark, rebound brought down there. It's going to be by Gooden. Here's Derlou. Hope up 22, and they got a few subs coming in the game now. Nice drive by Gooden. And this is her second half so far. She's now got 9 points.
Good Euro step. Solid 5'10" frame, went up strong. She's a force down low.
Little dribble handoff here. Dish out for Anna Richards on the high ball screen. Trying to finish with her left.
Anna a little quiet. Probably the first time ever she was scoreless in any half. She didn't take a shot in the first half, did Anna Richards. Had 4 rebounds and an assist and a steal, but no field goal attempts, and now a chance to get on the scoreboard.
This Bellows Lee come out. It's Leah Richards, Maddie Petrolia, and Taryn Maynard check in now.
You know what I like about Anna Richards? I was just doing some weird digging. Of the 4 losses for Hope, 3 against ranked teams, she has averaged, in those 4 losses, 16 points a game. Wow. As a freshman, she's a baller.
She is. Yeah, and really you could see that early on when we would talk about in those early comings of those games. That second 5 felt so much more connected.
Yeah.
They were playing even more than that first 5 in non-conference games. You had Anna Richards playing with Leah, playing with Taryn, Brunsberg, and Leach. And those 5 looked like they were the best 5 in the MIAA.
That's a nice problem to have, I would say.
There's LaRue. That 3-pointer's off the mark, and Maynard fights for it.
And then Anna made her way into the starting lineup for about half the season, so it's been a nice mix.
Right, so things have switched up a little bit here for Hope, and Leah's been in that starting lineup too when Lee was out with illness. So at one point, 2 freshmen. Very uncommon there for
Very
Coach Morehouse. As well as you could probably qualify Maddie Petrolia, the redshirt freshman.
I would say so, you bet. Alma looks like they switched to his own defense on that last defensive stop, and a turnover by Hope. They took care of the basketball in the first half. That's their first turnover the second half, 6 all together now.
So Kaminsky here being guarded by Maynard. Maynard's so quick and strong. And a steal there by Anna, just interrupting the passing lane, out in transition to Garner. Garner just goes right through.
Yeah, initiated the contact. That's a senior move by the former All-MIAA MVP last year.
So the foul will be on Reagan Thor. As you saw her, I love that jump stop there, hesitation, and then just go right through contact.
Yeah, a lot of players would just continue that, but she sold the fake. But you have to be able to stop on a dime, and Jada Garner had that.
Yeah, and defensively, Mike, it's just so hard for me to have to be able to block that after getting out of my shoes and then being able to come back through the ground and get back up there.
I had the opportunity to really talk about Jana with Lucas Shelton a while back. We called the game together. He's from Midland, and he was talking about Jada Garner's career, and she made it to the Final Four in her high school at Midland Dow, and that's hard to do. She was an all-state player. She had a nice career at Hope.
Right side, here's Werner. Picks up her dribble, kicks out. That's Ebel. Morehouse wanted the travel call. It's going to be off the mark, and a rebound brought down by Garner. Garner probing now, trying to find who's open. Kick out. Maynard, 3-pointer. Off the mark. And tough sledding for Maynard from a point standpoint. She's been really good, like you said, assisting and leading the charge in that second unit, or even playing off of Garner. Just 27% from 3-point range. So she has kind of struggled to find what her offensive game is going to be.
Everybody's got a little bit of an Achilles heel in their game. If she shored up her 3-point, she'd be a Chinese star weapon with a whole lot of good things going on in her game, which she does.
The passing lane. That's Leah Richards with the steal. So Garner now going the other way. Driving. She's blocked there. Nice block by Werner. Here comes the senior Brooklyn Roback alongside Lauren Leach.
Well, you have to credit Alma. They've battled Hope to a 7-7 tie in this third quarter. Obviously still down by 22, but you take these little victories as you head into like a tournament next week.
Absolutely, and use these as opportunities to try different things that you can. Now here up 22. Petrolia here sets up again. I love when she doesn't lose confidence, though. She'll miss the first, then just keeps shooting. She knows what she can be as she almost steals that one.
You know, good shooters eventually are going to hit some shots, and she's got a good stroke. Brian Morehouse has confidence in her. She's a streaky shooter, though. She'll go 5 for 8, maybe 1 for 6 in the next game, but her 3-point shooting has really picked up in conference play.
And when you and a steal there, that's by Brooklyn Roback. She's trying to go coast to coast now, and she's fouled there by LaRue. LaRue laughing, not sure where she's got it.
Well, the fan club off to our left enjoying that. Brooklyn Roback from Clarkston, Michigan. You know where that is?
I know about Clarkston. I called Foster Lawyer championship game 2016 state championship, West Ottawa.
I was
Clarkston,
there too.
at
Breslin
Breslin. I
Center?
saw you there. Yeah.
Okay.
We were just young men. I was probably 21 years old.
Yeah, I was 28.
Called that game. I will never forget Foster Lawyer. 82 points in a weekend, 2 games, 42 and 40.
He was amazing.
He crushed. I think West Ottawa beat Novi in the semis, and then he won both games handily. Never had a game within 20 points in the playoffs.
I remember West Ottawa. I was at Lansing Eastern, I think, and they defeated. Was it? I don't know if it was Lansing Eastern or East Lansing.
It was East Lansing with Brandon Johns.
Yes, yes.
He averaged like 28 a game that season.
Yeah.
He was, I think,
he went to
Mr.
Michigan.
Basketball.
He was, and I don't think he had really much of a college career, did he?
He did. Brandon Johns played at Michigan.
Okay.
He played 4 years. He was off the bench.
Okay.
Mostly. He might have started his junior, senior year, but he played. He was with some of that Mo Wagner team. And
my goodness. But back to the West Ottawa, East Lansing, that was a major upset. You know, in Lansing, he had a partisan Lansing crowd, and West Ottawa Panthers took care of business.
I remember I was actually in New Orleans, so I didn't get to call that game. I was down there, and I remember calling. Blaine Wearsbicky was my partner on that.
I saw Blaine here earlier.
Yeah, I did too. He was just texting me. And I remember, though, him texting me and being like, dude, we found a way. You know, West Ottawa finds a way to win that game. What a special group that team was. Just what they were able to accomplish. They were so balanced. That was Van Tubergen, who went to Grand Valley State.
Right.
Tyler Bosma, you know, who ended up playing baseball in college. He had transferred a couple different schools, Miami of Ohio, played at University of Kentucky. Drew Pedersen was a manager on the Michigan basketball team during his college career. Nick Wehrmeyer, who came here and played a little JV, I think, before he retired. His older brother played as well.
You get 2 anchor players on a team like that, and in high school especially. Even with one, you can make a statement.
Van Tubergen was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
He was really good in high school. So long and rangy. Him and Bosma made things hard. And that was they had lost their junior year to that Xavier Tillman Grand Rapids Christian team. If you remember them.
Yeah, being from Grand Rapids, knew that covered back in the day when I covered high school basketball. Caught a lot of his games.
So we got you through that timeout with some high school basketball.
Tales of yore.
Yeah. That was funny. That was that same year Clarkston, I think, went to state for football as well. They had a really good football and basketball team. But let's go back here to DeVos Fieldhouse.
Full court pressure.
Coach Stormont putting on some full court pressure here for Alma on Taryn Maynard. But she knifes through it. Her speed and ball handling.
It's a 9-9 ball game, Matt. If you take out the first half, these two teams have battled to a standstill in the third frame.
Right. I mean, I love what Alma's been able to do defensively. It looked like they've just made changes, made things hard on Hope. And
yeah, they're stepping it up too.
Maynard just chucks one up, late shot clock, gets it to go.
Give credit where credit is due, as Alma played solid defense for 95% of that transaction.
That's Waterstrat here, dishes it off to Derlew. Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's not her bread and butter, but Maynard gets to go, and Derlew off the mark, rebound brought down by Roback.
First three-pointer of the second half for Hope. They have 10 on 21 shot attempts from 3. One of their better efforts of the year.
Maynard right side gets the Leach in the corner, kick out, Roback, three-pointer. Off the mark. That's me off the hands of Leah Richards.
You're probably wondering, Matt Wainer, what's the best effort with made 3-pointers for the Hope women this year? Well, they had 12. No, check that. They had 10 3 times against Kalamazoo, Albion, and Trine. They have tied their season high with 10 out of 21 shooting today.
They did have 12 there, it looks like, against Adrian.
Yeah, if you count that one.
You weren't counting it.
I stand corrected. 12. Let me start over. Adrian with 12. St. Mary's at 11. This is their third best outing of the year.
We'll see if they can break that here. There's plenty of time left. So you're kind of probably going to be able to see those starters one more time here in that fourth quarter.
I'll give Alma credit. Hope has not been able to create any separation there, that 22-point lead at half, but have dug it no farther.
As third quarter is just kind of slugged along here for both squads.
Indeed.
Struggled to really get anything going offensively. And the rare post play there by Maynard gets around the key now. Hope to create some spacing. Roback drives. And they're going to get Roback on the offensive foul.
Wow, I wanted to see her shoot some free throws. Brooklyn Roback, she missed her first free throw of the year, Matt Weiner, if you can believe this, and she hasn't missed one since. That might put the jinx on her. 21 straight.
That's awesome. She's got to feel great about that. So here's Ebel, right side. It's out to Kaminsky, almost leaves the ground. Ebel, three-pointer. Off the mark, rebound brought down by Petrolia.
Alma, good three-point shooting team, second in the conference at 33% behind Hope. So they're getting some good looks.
Right, and you know, Alma's just kind of been a team. They've really kind of, as Maynard gets that one two-point try off the mark, Alma kind of just feels like a team that everything they've done this year offensively has just been pretty average. You know, they've been kind of in the median range for everything offensively. Petrolia gets that two-pointer to go.
Yeah, absolutely true. You know, they've stolen a few victories. They really don't have a lot of big wins. Fairly difficult non-conference schedule.
Steal there, Mike, by Petrolia. It's Maynard in transition for an easy two.
They just don't score a ton of points, just 60 a game. And it's really, other than trying and hope, MIAA down a little bit in points per game if you look at the averages.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And as we see here, Mike, I think it's so impressive the way Maynard, when she gets a rebound or someone gets the ball to her in transition, she just jets out. Yeah,
she doesn't walk it over the half-court line. She jets it over.
You know, she never wants to. She always wants to give them an opportunity for a transition bucket if possible. That kind of seems to be her strategy. Let's get these subs in here. That's Brunsberg coming in alongside Viss and Bellows. So Bellows, Lee, and Garner, kind of the three big seniors they'll miss next year. This will be back in that starting lineup. Probably expect Maynard to make her way in there as well. And we'll see who else kind of mixes in for this Hope team the following season.
Agreed, and Hope can leave it all on the table tonight. They don't play for a while. They don't play till Friday, so they've got plenty of time to get their rest. Boy, Courtney Lee working hard.
You love to see Viss back in the game too. I mean, she was checked out by the trainer, Mr. Caberna, and able to be back here in this game, which means she's cleared.
Yeah, good to see. Tim, one of the best.
Left side driving. It's Brunsberg. Here on the floor is Viss with the left. Just short. And here's LaRue now going the other way, down 17. I'm sorry, 27. Bad math by me.
Yeah, it's all right. Both teams not shooting well in the third frame. Alma 36%, Hope 33.
Werner trying to force that one through.
7 rebounds for Courtney Lee.
Bellows thought about a three, but gives it up. Now driving. We're going to wait for the last shot here in the third quarter here for Hope. Maynard settles for a two, just short. Here's LaRue with time expiring. Gets it off, but it's just short. 58-31 is the Hope College lead at the end of the third quarter. That's Leah Richards, Anna Richards, and Garner checking in. So we'll get them as we start that fourth quarter. So we'll get our ducks in a row. We'll come back with some stats. We'll be back here in about 30 seconds.
My name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share hope stories of transformational impact.
Hope students are challenged to dig deeper. They're challenged to find their calling and shape their future. They're taught to empower their talents, chase their dreams, and encouraged to make a difference. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
Holland BPW is proud to support Hope Athletics and commitment to energy efficiency. It's easy for Holland BPW electric customers to get started with Home Energy 101 at hollandenergyfund.com. With Home Energy 101, learn the best ways to maximize efficiency and save on your utility bills. You also get a kit of energy-saving supplies valued at up to $300. Get started at hollandenergyfund.com today.
Back here on the court, fourth quarter starting here, Mike. That's Madeline Weber able to get things going, and we look at the end of that third quarter. Bellows leading all scores with 16. This adds 13, and for Alma College, it's Gooden with 6, and a host of a bunch of other players. Here's Anna Richards, three-pointer, short, fighting for the rebound. Bellows gets it.
And a nice little tidbit, Matt Weiner, 6 assists for Jada Gardner, ties a career high for her. She's done it 3 times.
That's kind of the cut of her jib, is being able to lead that offense, whether it's her or Maynard.
You bet.
Being the ones that are unselfish with the basketball, finding room for their teammates. That Hope turnover. Here's Waterstrat. Probing around there. And that's the handoff there to McKenna Weber, and another turnover here for Alma. Garner going the other way.
12 steals for Hope. Wow, Alma just cannot control the basketball. Their 19th turnover.
Regardless who you play, I mean, that's just impressive to be able to turn the ball over that much. 19 turnovers. Hope typically forcing 20 turnovers a game. There's a corner three-point try. Cadence Kaminsky, nothing but nylon.
Boy, if that doesn't fire you up in front of your own bench, nothing will. So Alma, still a lot of time left. If they can come up with like a 10-2 run or something to get back in, stranger things have happened.
It's definitely true here. 22 in a game where, I mean, Hope had 42 points in the first half. They just really have been really quiet since then. Garner gets that one to go.
Nice
That
play.
is tough.
Well, Hope only shooting 30% in the second and third quarter combined. They shot 47% in the first, but have really slogged through the rest of the game.
There's another.
This is a nice setup by Alma. They move the ball pretty well at times.
Right. No, they do. I mean, when they come out of that timeout, they're quicker with the basketball, quicker with the decision making, not holding on to the basketball so much, but just with more confidence about moving things around the perimeter, just opens up opportunities for them a lot more.
They've got one senior that's an impact player. That's Brooke LaRue. They're a very young team. I would imagine over the next couple of years, even adding some good players, that they might make things interesting.
Anna goes up with her left, able to get her own rebound, fights for it, puts it back for 2.
Big high window put back by Anna Richards. That's a few thousand hours in a gym. Nice play. Her first basket, I believe. Yes, it is.
Impressed by the way she's able to go with her left, with her right. She gets a steal right there. And she's in transition here. Probing around. Gets it off to Leah Richards for 3. Off the mark, rebound by Garner. Garner fighting down there. Forces the foul on Waterstrat.
Boy, she gives no quarter down low. All 5'6" of her. Jada Garner, the senior.
Yeah, I mean, how can you be, you're the point guard, probably usually the shortest player on the court. However, she's the one that gets 5 rebounds a game for her. Is pretty good.
It is good. It's just good positioning. 77% free throw shooter as well. She goes to the line a lot. Not as much as Olivia Bellows, but she's been to the line 91 times. 73% career free throw shooter.
This is the second, but Leah Richards gets it. And that will start another Hope College possession, up 25. Leah fights for the and one and gets it.
Matt Weiner, how many times are you going to see that move over the next 3 years for Leah Richards?
I think plenty. As next year she finds her way into that starting lineup, and like you said, that freshman to sophomore transition is so important. I think they'll get better over the summer, be very effective next season as well, as she's already been a high impact player for this Hope Dutch team.
I really can't think of the moment of a freshman since I've been calling Hope basketball that has started. I'm sure there is,
yeah,
but nothing comes to mind.
I mean, the way that Anna and Leah are two of the most important pieces to this team as freshmen.
Agreed.
Normally, that's just not something that happens in a Coach Morehouse offense, regardless how talented the players are.
And this wasn't like an uber experienced team returning for Hope. I mean, I think they brought back like 67% of their offense, but they lost some starters and fairly young.
Nonetheless, I mean, they find a way. It's kind of becoming more of a thing. Back in the day, it was more about you wait till your senior year for an opportunity. Now, I mean, the best players are going to play, and you're going to develop them for 4 years.
That's a fact.
Garner just strips it out of Derlou's hand. She's in transition now. Hesitation, easy two.
Yeah, we saw that in the third quarter. Timeout on the court. Brian Morehouse wants to call time. He wants to get some subs in.
Garner's now got 12. It's going to be a timeout here. Seems like that will be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. Hope leads by 28.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget Louis the Lightkeeper to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
Got some finals today, and MIAA women's played Trine. Wins their 15th straight, 68-51 over Kalamazoo, and another fantastic day for Sydney Wagner. Played all 40 minutes, 20 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, as Trine finishes 23-2 on the season. They earned the #1 seed, and rightfully so, as they win their first outright championship, I believe, in a few seasons. Hoping trying to split the last 4 or 5, I believe. I don't have it right in front of me, but congratulations to Trine. I think it's 2019 since they've won their first outright title, and they're strong.
Man, that team is so impressive, led by Sydney Wagner, of course, but it doesn't stop there. It's Katie Tate.
Yeah, who had 20 today. Yeah.
Man, yeah, I mean, it's just, they're so deep and they're so confident. They came in here in DeVos and they just put it right to Hope in the second half in a game that was pretty well knotted at halftime, and they just blew it wide open. Wagner ended up with 26 points and 8 assists.
It was that first 5 minutes of the third quarter where Trine did everything right and Hope could not do anything right. I'm sorry, Katie Tate had 24 in the win today. And to your point, yeah, Trine just demolished Hope here. Calvin won big today at Olivet, so they're coming in strong for the tournament.
And how about Trine women's team 16-0, undefeated in conference. Calvin undefeated in conference for men's. I mean, that's just so hard to do, regardless of how deep the conference is or not. It's just so hard to win that many games in a row.
Well, letting me put it to you this way, Trine men have lost 4 games this year, 3 of those in conference. That's it. Conference plays a different animal sometimes. We talked about how tough the MIAA's physically is. You know, you've got student athletes in Division III on a Wednesday night at Adrian or at Albion. That's tough to win a basketball game.
And wasn't Trine's only loss, other non-conference, was like Stevens Point or one of those. Platteville.
They
right?
lost to Platteville.
Yeah, so I mean, one of the 10 best teams in the country.
Yeah, they're ranked #3 in the nation now that you mention it.
Nice move there by Lee with her back to the basket.
You know, Courtney Lee had a chance to break into the top 10 all-time in career field goal percentage. She's fallen off a little bit, but that just shows you she's over the 50% mark for her career.
And another steal by Anna Richards. And even in a game where she doesn't fill up the stat sheet, you can see why as a freshman, she's got to be on the court 22 minutes a game.
Oh, yeah, without question. She'll have games like this. She's only taken 3 shots.
And who other? Olivia Bellows, another three-pointer for her. She's got 19.
How about 9 of her last 14 that she's made from three-point land?
Wow. She's really feeling it. Here's Kaminsky's chance, and Kaminsky answers with the three-pointer.
Well, you can see why she's the three-point prowess.
Bellows 5 of 7 from three-point land today. What a day for her.
Looks like we have a timeout with 4:35 left.
Another timeout. We'll stay right here, Mike.
We'll do.
73-44 for that under 5 media timeout. Hope College leads by 29. Looks like there's going to be some more backups coming in as it's Sarah LaPrairie and Grayson Guy coming to check in for some more minutes. Some future Hope Dutch that will be contributing next season, we expect.
Indeed. Well, this will be our last women's broadcast through the MIAA tournament, but here's what we can tell you. Hope will play the winner of number 3 seed Calvin hosting number 6 Adrian, and that game will be next Friday, and that will be in Angola, Indiana at the MTI Center. Trust me, if you've never been there before, it's a wonderful facility. So number 2 Hope will take on the winner of number 3 Calvin versus number 6 Adrian. Don't know the time of that. That's on Friday the 28th. Check the MIAA website.
Right, and so big weekend. Normally Hope at least hosting one of, either the women's or the men's tournament. This year not able to host one, so our season ends a little bit short. Our vacation starts. I guess you and I go to Disneyland next week, right?
Well, close. I'll be in the Panhandle of Florida, Eastern Edge. I'm gonna set a record in shrimp consumption. I'm telling you that.
You have to send me a picture.
No, it will be ugly, Matt Wayner. It will. No napkin. I'm going napkinless vacation.
It's the pass by LaPrairie just through the hands of Garner. Grayson Guy now checking in for Courtney Lee. Lee, senior campaign coming out of the game here.
Yep. She gets a big hug from Brian Morehouse. What a valuable competitor, especially the last couple years. And a nice finish. 6 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. How about that for a stat filler?
They'll take these seniors out one by one. So there's still Roback, Bellows, and nice three-pointer there. That's a great shot. Looks like that's for her first shot, Noelle Ebel.
Yeah, sister of Sarah. I did not realize that, but Sarah the junior, Noelle the freshman. And how about that? Here's Brooklyn Roback out of Clarkston, Our Lady of the Lakes. Beautiful moment, hugging her coaches. Played the last 2 years on the varsity. Gotta love senior day, Matt. Win, lose, or draw.
Yep, all the hugs from all of her teammates down there.
Yep.
She's able to finish out this year. And
one thing about Hope women's basketball teams, you never see a more relaxed bunch before big games, before any game. We saw it in this game. They're just loose as a goose.
Yeah, that's kind of been the story for them all season. Shot clock violation there by Hope. So here's Bellows' opportunity to come out. Welcomed by coaches. 19 points this game.
All conference last year, off the bench. Averaged 9 points a game. Leading scorer this year. The table setter, the straw that stirs a drink, whatever you want to call it. Just a gritty Lake City kid. Do you know where Lake City is, Matt?
Lake City,
Michigan.
South of Traverse City.
Correct.
I think I've been to Lake City, but I don't know how I got there.
All right, Lake Misaki is there.
Lake Winnipesaukee?
No, that's not. What about Bob?
That's What About Bob.
And here's Jada Garner. All conference last year, MVP, getting a big hug. Great career. Just a wonderful addition to this Hope family. Engaged to Eli Schoonveld on the men's team. Yep.
How about that for a power couple?
No doubt. Tenacious. I wonder who wins the horse tournaments in the backyard, you know. So Lake City is north and east of Cadillac, about 15 miles as the crow flies.
15 miles as a crow. You and those adages, man.
We summered there as a youth. We had a 30-foot trailer with 5 kids and 2 parents and a dog.
I think there's a Young Life camp in Lake City, Timberwolf.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Is why I think I've been there.
Nice resorty area, really nice.
That's a 3-point try, just off the mark. That one's by Regan Thor. And Alma gets another possession, gets the ball back here. 3-pointer there, shot by Noel Ebel.
Oh, Alma with a local product, a Hudsonville freshman 6-footer, Taylon Hatfield. And like we talked about, this is a young team for Alma. So they'll make their mark the next couple years, see how they develop as a ball club.
Offside, that's Yakey with her first minutes here. Emma Yakey, the sophomore from St. Charles, takes that 3-pointer. Rebound by Waterstred here.
Another freshman. Waterstred's had some good minutes today.
3-point try off the mark for Thor. They're going to get LaRue on the foul there. I believe that's her 4th.
Yeah, LaRue, 7 points in this game. And Derlew, the second leading scorer in this team, just 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting. So Hope, like I said, really neutralized the 2 top scorers. You can overcome a lot of good things with some solid defense.
That's right, and that's kind of been the story for Hope as Lily Miller checks in here from Norton Shores. Brunsburg 3-point try off the mark.
Boy, I'd love to see her hit 1 or 2 before tournament time. She could light it up.
Yeah, you'd love to just have that as an option, to be able to feel like, okay, we can put you in and know you're ready to hit that shot, and that's kind of what you got to expect when you're a college player. Is I don't know when my opportunity will come, but when it does, I'm going to be ready.
You got to be ready. You see it time and time again, injuries, shaking things up. You just never know. I read a great article as that free throw goes down by Lily Miller out of Mona Shores. Baseball player was talking about he was 4 in his depth chart in the outfield and ended up, everyone else faded up. He spent 9 years in the major leagues. I can't remember his name, but it just shows you how far you can come when you think you're so far down the chart.
Never know when that opportunity is going to come. You got to seize it. It's so hard to see, when I'm coaching, to see players, complain about playing time, complain about the position they have. A big thing we try to do with our younger players, put them in different positions where they're playing. You're not always going to be the shortstop. You might have to know how to play outfield because, hey, your freshman year
good point.
In high school, you don't know if you're going to make the team as a shortstop, so you might have to have an opportunity as an outfield. So just goes to show you never know, and you want to be able to train and be ready for whatever that opportunity might be.
Got to have a little pliable. You got to be pliable as a player. Nice free throws by Sarah LaPrairie, the freshman out of Rochester Stony Creek. Future of Hope basketball on the court.
That's right. Here's Waterstred now, leading the charge. She's going to be fouled by LaPrairie.
Boy, there's been a lot of uniforms hitting the court today.
Right. It's that physical MIAA we talked about there in the men's game. It's a conference that prides itself a lot on defense. Hasn't traditionally been a conference that's shot extremely well, other than on the women's side, Hope and trying with storied programs.
And especially this year in men's action, the three-point shots really eluded a lot of teams.
Emma Yakey.
Beautiful.
Sets it up and knocks it back. She gets a three-pointer there.
Nice pure touch by Yakey. That's 12 three-pointers. That ties the season high for the Flying Dutch today on 30 attempts.
We see the foul.
Guy trying to go for the steal. Grayson Guy, 6-foot frame, one of 7 players for Brian Morehouse, 6 foot and taller.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I think we said that on another broadcast. Grayson Guy, an embarrassment of riches. You could look at just about any other program other than maybe Trine or Hope, and she's probably finding her way in the starting lineup, if not right off the bench for most other teams in the MIAA.
That is a fact. That is absolutely true.
Here's the Prairie setting up. Just a couple possessions left in this one. So Hope College will be back in action, Mike. That will be next Friday. They'll be at Trine, the MTI Center, like you said, in Angola, Indiana. It'd be great if you could make it down for that game on Friday. Not sure if that's going to be the early one or the late one, 5 or 7. I imagine the early one.
I would think so, considering.
So that Trine can have the nightcap. But not sure who they're going to play yet. That matchup would be between
Calvin and Adrian,
Calvin and Adrian.
Calvin.
So it could be that third time that they play Calvin if things play out that way.
And Calvin is, regardless, Adrian can be a sneaky team as well, but Calvin has played Hope tough this year.
That's right. And you and I will be back on the broadcast 7 p.m. on Wednesday for that men's game. Hope College taking on the Adrian Bulldogs.
Well, a good effort, Matt Wayner, for the Flying Dutch. They don't shoot particularly well overall, but my goodness, a 40% three-point shooting was there today. 12 of 30 as players and coaches shake hands, and they hold Alma to 37% shooting. Alma 5 of 14 for 3 wasn't a factor, but you look at the intangibles, points off turnovers, 31-7. The defense really stole the show today.
Absolutely, and hats off, with this Hope team. I mean, it was Viss, it was Bellows, it was that normal starting crew. They're able to find so many different ways to score and put 80 on the scoreboard, and that is indicative so much of what's given them so much success in this year. So they continue to improve. Just 2 losses in conference play, and this team just 4 losses overall. Just a fantastic regular season.
Yeah, another great season for Brian Morehouse, his 29th season, 700-plus wins. He's got another 20-win season, too.
And you would imagine that this team's probably done enough, even if they don't win the MIAA tournament, to get an at-large bid. One of the 20 best teams in the country, a ranked team.
Agreed.
The entirety of the season. So let's see how that plays out. We wish them the best of the luck down in Angola. You're going to want to check on that Trine broadcast, fellow MIAA broadcast, so you can watch through that for the remainder of next weekend. But that will do it for us here. Mike Coleman, Matt Wayner, 80-53. That's the Hope College victory. We'll be back here on Wednesday evening for MIAA tournament play on the men's side of things.
Sounds good, Matt. We'll see you then.